What's up, guys and gals? We are back in the saddle. I just spilled a soda like everywhere while I started up this recording, like I was organizing things. So I've got our calorie store back up to the top because our condition was looking really sort of suspect. They really need to work on the calorie system. It's simply not accurate, unfortunately, and it's not something that is... Everything else in the game feels fairly tight. Like, thirst seems like it's about realistic. Fatigue seems about right. The cold is definitely about right. But the hunger is just out of control in this game, and they really need to take a look at it and realize that hunger is actually... As somebody that has been, like, doing survival situation things, my advice would be worry about hunger last. Like, don't even think about it. It's not even something you need to be concerned about right now. What I would suggest in this situation is that we need to find... I ate a whole bunch of food to get myself topped off because my condition is sort of dithering around 14%, and dithering around 14% is not good for me. That means that I am a wolfstrike away from death, and a wolfstrike is exactly as terrifying and awful as it sounds. And so our goal today is going to be to find dead bodies and to harvest off of them. That's pretty much the only thing we're going to focus on right now. We don't really have the supplies to strike out and go anywhere else, so what I want to do is I want to isolate as many deer carcasses as possible. We're going to cut the meat off of those. I'm not going to take the gut. I don't really think that there's any point right now, and I'm not sure that it's utilized in the way that I think it's utilized yet. We're going to go off to the left. We went off to the right in the last episode, and I didn't really see anything over there aside from those wood piles that looked incredibly useful. That, unfortunately, is a deer which is still animated. We need one in an unanimated state that is just like laying on the ground being like, you know, here's my ribs. I'm pretty delicious. Go ahead and take whatever parts you want. I don't need them anymore. I'm just working on becoming soil and hummus. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. Pretty soon I'll just be dirt and nobody will remember my name, and it'll be kind of depressing. But you know, I'm dead, so not for me to worry about. Whatever. I'm going to try not to sprint on this leg of our journey, and I'm not trying to be punny right there because obviously you sprint with legs. Our fatigue is looking kind of bad, so I think we slept all night, but our fatigue just really never seemed to catch up. It's minus 15 right now, which is bad. That's pretty spectacularly bad for our survival, but we'll try and make it work. I harvested all that cloth in between episodes, and so I've harvested a ton of cloth. We should be able to repair our quality jacket up pretty high and also make some minute repairs to a lot of the other gear that we've been wearing. But at the same time, once again, it's kind of like you're making do with not enough in this game a lot of the time, and so that is the nature of survival. Sometimes you just gotta kind of use things you don't have. This is actually being a lot less productive than I had hoped. I had really been sort of assuming we would hit something by now, and we have not. But I guess we'll just follow the tracks for a little bit, and if we end up dying again, I do plan on playing this game a lot. Christ. Yeah. Get out of here. Oh, are you serious right now? Oh my god. So see, sometimes the flares don't even work. Like, I don't really get how the flares... Like, sometimes they work fantastically, and then other times they're utterly worthless. And so, I don't know. Let's go back to the main menu, and I guess we'll start over again. Yeah, it deletes your game, so I was gonna load because that wolf was bullshit, but I don't know. Like, I really wish they would get rid of the wolves, too. Like, the wolves really don't serve any function right now. They're just kind of, like, obnoxious and around. Like, there's, like, it's weird because this game has so many good ideas, but it also has, like, a number of, like, really bad ideas. Like the wolves, for example. They are unnecessary. They don't need to be in the game. They don't need to exist. They're pointless. And they just serve to make the game like that right there. Like, flares are supposed to make the wolves go away. The flare did not make the wolf go away, and I was instantly killed by a lone wolf wandering through the forest. So right now, we've started off next to a lone wolf again, and I guess I was really happy about that playthrough, and unfortunately, I don't know. You can probably hear the spite in my voice. I'm definitely feeling a little bit of spite right now. We're going to start out. I know where we've started, so I guess we'll just do the thing that we've already done over again. Actually, no, this is not the direction I want. This is the direction I want. I was facing the wrong direction. We're okay now, though. What time is it? 8 in the morning? Okay, we're good. Let's rock. Let's see what it started us off with. We've got basic boots, basic gloves, cotton long underwear, thin wool sweater, and jeans, and a toque. Okay, so we're in okay status right now. I'm actually really disappointed about that death. The wolves are just one of those things that I just don't see how they fit into the gameplay as it is right now. Like, I could see problems, for example, if you were in a desert simulator, you would need to have snakes and, like, scorpions and things because those are a legitimate concern if you're, like, kind of... If you're running around looking through roughage and whatnot, chances are you're going to get stung or you're going to get bit at some point because that's one of the #1 rules of desert survival is don't cut through bushes, don't cut through anywhere where something could be hidden. Let's try not to get bit by wolves on the way out right now. That would be bad. Very bad. So let's go over here. I don't want to be a sheep to the slaughter right now. I'm really disappointed with the fact that that wolf killed us. That's why I was really sort of suspect of keeping my condition that low, is because had I kept it higher, I would have survived that. And unfortunately, allowing your caloric values to just sort of drop like that, I may try and stay on top of that from now on, just because I'm not interested in dying anymore. I kind of want to have like a long playthrough, and every death I've had so far has been because of wolves. It has not been because of like survival situations. Every single death has been wolves. Like, are there really this many wolves in Canada? Is this something that Canadians are legitimately concerned about, like, on a daily basis? Because if so, it may be time for a cull. You may want to go ahead and take care of those and just be like, for the greater good. Let's shoot a couple. Is there a wolf down here? Sometimes there's stuff that we might like out in this little deer shack. I think, is that the dam right there? No, that's not the dam. There's not a damn thing off in that direction. Ho ho, there it is. Alright. So we're back on the humorous end of the spectrum now that I'm done grousing and being grumpy. I guess we got a freebie bandage and a newspaper from there. I guess we'll take it. And I think the hunter shack is back over this way. So let's head back over this way. I might walk right past it. The hunter shack is something that I still have a little bit of difficulty finding a lot of the time. Sometimes I mess it up, and unfortunately, you miss it. Every now and again, you miss it. But I'm going to try and take the high ground and make sure that if it's around here, we do see it. Traipsing up into the hills here. Yeah, it's definitely not this way. It's 100% not this way. This could be a very short survival adventure if we don't find the hunter's cabin. Just throwing that out there as a possibility of a culmination of this adventure is that if I don't find it, we might die. But it's off in this direction somewhere. I am almost positive. Maybe. Slightly. Kinda. Over there's some sort of rock wall. But no real reason, I think, for me to go over there right now. At least I don't feel like... Oh, good. We're pretty cold right now, so unfortunately, we're gonna need to find our way to some place that we can rest for a bit before we can truly... Oh, is there a dead guy over there? If there's a dead guy over there, I'd like to take advantage of it. At least for now. And not in the way I said that, and I was like, somebody's going to take that dirtily. I'm not going to take advantage of the dead guy. It's too cold. Let's go ahead and grab something off the corpse. It looks like we are going to get something because the search meter is going slow-ish. Oh, well. Apparently, he got done gnawing a deer and then promptly died from exhaustion in the middle of the snow. Let's go ahead and we're going to throw on the down vest. It's something. It's not much, but it's something. I also don't feel like... To be fair, with a lot of the equipment you put on in this game, the cold balancing really seems kind of off too. I mean, the few times I've been up in snow, like at night and whatnot, and if you're in full snow gear, you're alright. I mean, you're not like comfortable, but you're not like freezing either. I guess that's what they mean by it feels like it's like 40 degrees outside, but still. I don't know. Some minor balance issues I'd like to see sort of tailored in this game. There it is. I knew it was over here somewhere. I figured we hit it eventually. We've got a dead guy over here. Is that a dead guy? Buried in a snow berm, possibly. If we can find a knife, we can actually sort of just kind of chill here for a little bit, and by chill I mean get warmer, so the exact opposite of chill, but you know what I mean. I don't want to be like Claptrap right now, for those of you that were at the stream and explain the joke too much to the point where you're just like, meh. I may actually try and operate around here for a little bit. It depends what's inside. If there's tools inside that we can use, I will operate around here for a little bit, and we won't actually go back to the place that we spent our last two playthroughs. We'll kind of wander off in that direction maybe. But if we don't find the things that we need right here... Oh, good, we got the gun. That's fantastic. The gun really seems to be that one pivotal piece of equipment that really sort of determines whether I live or die or not. So we've got a whole bunch of goodies here. Let's crack the safe real fast. I don't know if the combination is the same every time. It is not. This last time it was 12 something something. Safe cracking skills go! Wow. This first dig it is way up here. Okay, so it's 55. Anything? Click. Oh! 55. Oh, you're gonna make me zero it out? Alright, let's zero it out real fast. Alright, zeroed out. And then right 55. So we gotta go all the way around the dial. Off we go! Whee! Okay, so one, and then the other one was in the 40s somewhere, and I jumped over it on accident. It's around here somewhere. I wasn't really paying attention though because I zone out a lot. I've spent half my life. I'm pretty sure like 80% of my life has been spent just zone the hell out. I don't even know if you could quantify the amount of time I've just spent like staring at walls and just deep like sky, just like my brain in the sky, just daydreaming. Yay! Okay, so we got the safe open. Hopefully we'll find something good in here.
Never know.
Well, box of rifle rounds. I mean, that's 10 bullets versus 5 bullets, so definitely take one over a magnifying lens. Probably use that for starting fires or something. Simple tools, okay. There's no crafting in the game yet, so I'm not really sure how that's going to benefit us right now. But we'll search everything. Okay, and so got something out of the drawers. We got some goodies up here. We got a piece of cloth. Good for repairs. There's a knife stuck out of the bench over there, and so we're actually set for a really good playthrough right now. For anybody that's familiar with the game, you will know that we have all the fundamental equipment that we need in order to survive a long amount of time out here in the tundra. And so we got some gloves right there. Let's get the hunting knife, because we are going to need that. There's the storm lantern. We've got a decent amount of firewood here. We could probably bed down for about a day. Is this locked? Oh, it's not. Okay, so it's not locked this time. I don't know if we're going to have... Okay, so it's empty, though, so that's really just going to be like a storage location for us. This time we're going to operate because we got all of the things that I was thinking. Oh, water tablets. Okay, that's pretty cool. That'll help. And a sewing kit. And so we actually have everything that we need right now. And so what I would recommend is that possibly we sort of just start putting things in places. Like, I'm going to keep a basic kit on me of just like one bandage and one antiseptic, but we have a gun, so I'm not really concerned about getting killed anymore because the wolves only take like one bullet before they go down. Actually, why not put these in the medical kit where they go? Let's go back and we'll put these in the med kit. And so we've got antibiotics. We've got antiseptic. I'm gonna keep antiseptic and one bandage on me. We'll throw those in there. Is there anything else that I'm carrying around? Maybe we don't need the flares on us right now, so let's throw the flares in the first aid kit. I've seen flares in first aid kits before, so that's fine. Throw that in there. We've got a military grade MRE that we ended up with somehow, I guess. I don't know. I think we picked it up in here somewhere. I probably wasn't reading properly. I was excited about the prospect of finally having a gun 5 episodes into this series. So we have a gun. I'll probably throw the matches in here too because I don't see myself spending any nights outside. Oh, the container can't hold that much. Okay, never mind. Alright. Well, then we'll take the newsprint, and now that we've got everything, to take out the gun, by the way, you press the 3 button, and then you can reload it by pressing the R button, just like you would with any other game. And I like the way that they load the bullets in one by one, which means that if a wolf catches you with your pants down, really, the rifle holds 10 bullets. It didn't look like it had a clip large enough to hold 10 bullets to me when it was on the wall. But you know what? I'm not going to question it too much. It's a video game. I really hope they put a system in where you can break down the furniture into wood, because that seems to be something that I sorely miss in this game. Let's figure out what we want to put in the locker. I'm going to put my gun away because sometimes you can accidentally use up your rifle rounds just kind of rooting through things. So I guess I'll throw, those are 42% versus our 21%. Let's throw those in there. We will throw the beef jerky. We'll throw our food. This will be our food cabinet, our food and gloves cabinet, I guess. So let's throw the energy bar in there, and we really need to get out there and maybe hunt something right now. Now, we are going to go through the hunting knife pretty quickly. It's going to dull out on us, unfortunately, and so we may need to find a second one before it goes down. But I think if we hunt ourselves a deer, we should be able to get a really considerable amount of meat out of it. And if we can get it prepared, I think we'll be in a fantastically good situation, in all honesty. So got just about everything we're going to need here. Okay, so we put all the food in there. We're still carrying around quite a bit of... Oh, the MRE. Let's throw that in there real fast. Grape soda that I missed somehow. Can opener can go in there as well. We don't need to carry it around with us if we're out in the middle of the open, so... Alright. And then for the other stuff, I guess we'll just put them in this metal box over here. The workbench is actually, we'll put it in the safe. So for general like crafting stuff, we'll just keep it in the safe. How about that? The organization aspect of this game attracts me. I don't know why I like organizing stuff, I just do. And so we'll keep like all of our utility stuff off inside this safe, and that's just where we'll keep it. Keep it nice and safe inside of there. The jerry can, obviously. We don't want to be carrying around too much weight with us. Magnifying lens. I think we'll probably, it says, yeah, you can start a fire during daylight with it. That's what I figured. That's what I would use a magnifying lens for if I had one. The tools I don't think we're going to be using for anything. I'm not sure what the tools are going to do for us. The scrap metal doesn't appear to be implemented either, I don't think. Throw the newsprint in there. We'll throw just about everything in here. Transfer all. I didn't need to click both of those. I could have done that with one button, and I decided to do it with multiples. We'll throw the matches in there too. And that gets our weight down pretty far. The water purification tablets are going to be important for later on if we can't really get anything taken care of there, but we're off to a really good start. This is actually what I was looking for in one of the previous episodes. I was sincerely hoping that we would end up, I was truly and deeply hoping that we would get a gun and some of the things to actually play the game that you require. Because until you get a gun and a knife, you can't survive off any of the random stuff that you're just finding around. Now, we do still have a few things to consider. Obviously, we need to find a way to warm up. We don't have a whole lot of clothing right now, and we don't have a lot of salvageables either. But as a bonus, we do have a way to run off wolves if we have to. So I'm going to use those mountains right there. Those mountains are going to be the landmark that we're going to use to be traveling. So let's walk a little bit. I see a backpack laying right there out in the middle of the snow just sort of randomly. So I suppose we'll rifle through this for a moment. I don't mean that to be punny considering I'm carrying around a rifle, but we might find something useful in here. Oh, just an energy bar. It's something. It looks like we've just got a sheer wall back here that we're not going to be able to circumnavigate. I think this is actually the edge of the zone. I do wish that we had some way to take our heading or our bearing and figure out where we were on sort of a makeshift map. I would love to see some sort of like notepad combined with maybe MS Paint or something in the game so that you can make your own map. I think that would be a blast if you could make it work. Especially if they could give you like a way to count your paces, just as an idea. Maybe you could hold down a key and your fatigue would go up a little bit faster or something, and that would be how you could count paces while you walked so that you could make yourself like a makeshift map. I mean, these are all real survival techniques that I feel would really benefit the game if they were implemented. The developers right now have a really interesting situation on their hands where they could make a first-person, more graphically viable Unreal World, and I am a fan of Unreal World, but sometimes Unreal World bores me because I get stuck up on, for example, like building a cabin is just mind-numbing in that game. It takes forever, and you're just doing repetitive tasks over and over again. And so I like the way that there's already things for you to bed down in this game, and you can build stuff, and you can craft and whatnot, but I also think that it would really benefit from some of the things that are in Unreal World. So for example, fishing, things of that nature all seem like they would be a pretty good amount of fun. I'm looking for game right now as well, in case, if you were wondering what I'm doing at the moment, I am looking for game in the hopes that maybe we could score a deer early on. We're freezing at the moment, so we are going to have to get warmed up. I think we may have to hit some of the other cabins and things. I may spend just a day sort of foraging around this area, but I think that if we really sort of, I think we need the gear from around the campsite is the thing, and then we can retreat back to here. The other thing is that the deer in the game don't seem to be situated around this location as they typically are, and so that's other things to think about, is that I think the distribution of random animals varies in between playthroughs. I am doing a little bit of exploration right now because we don't have much else to do during the course of this episode. So I figure I'll run around, and if we see a deer, we'll go ahead and lay it out if we can. I don't know how the ballistics work in this game. I've only fired a rifle on 5 or 6 different occasions, and it seems to be a one-shot, one-kill in most cases. I don't know if you can hunt birds, but if you're using rifle rounds, it seems like a fairly major waste of your supplies to be shooting at birds if you don't have buckshot or anything else that increases your chances of getting them. I think they are indicating, however, that we have a dead guy over here. Let's go ahead and we'll run through his goodies and see if he's got anything for us. Wooden matches. It seems like that's going to be the score of the day, and beyond that, we're not going to find much for ourselves. Remember that our cabin is off that way and to the left, and so if we cut that way, we should be able to find it as well. Just trying to keep myself nice and acclimated to where we are on the map and where we are in relation to our location of supply and rest, because that's a very, very major thing for us right now. If we're trying to stay alive, you want to be able to fall back if necessary. You really, really, really do. You want to be able to fall back. And so I do like how the birds are an indicator as to where dead bodies might be. That's a pretty interesting mechanic, and I do like it. I mean, I think it's a attention to detail that deserves applauding. I don't know if ravens exist out in cold climates. I think people that live up in the frozen north will have to let me know if ravens and crows and things are still around in the winter. I don't think buzzards fly around in the winter. They have like bald heads down where I live, so I don't know. Maybe your buzzards are like fuzzier than ours. Yeah, I'm not seeing much right now. Given the time that we have, it is possible that we could make it to the other campsites. Let's head on back. Let's keep an eye open. There's the dead guy right there, so we want to cut off this way. You see how I'm using kind of locational. It's very simplified. I mean, I'm not doing any major navigating right now, but I'm just trying to get myself into the mindset of navigating by landmark rather than by anything else. And so we got those 2 mountains over there. We know that those are at the back of our lovely little cabin. And so we'll run on over here, and I think the way that I'm going to spend the rest of the day is we're going to actually boost our caloric count by harvesting off the deer. So that's going to be the first thing that we do, is we're going to harvest off that dead deer that's out in the barn. We may be able to find some lovely little goodies from there. It looks like that log might allow us to get up on top of that bluff or mountain right there, which I think is also, there might be something up there, and I can already see the smoke from the stack on top of our house. Always put a stack on top of your house, because when it smokes, it looks lovely. Oh, we got some firewood out here. Okay. Well, let's have a look at the deer carcass here. With regards to the meat, we can get 7 kilograms off of it. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Our hunting knife is not in the best of conditions. I've yet to find any leather gear in the game, but I am going to take the hides just in case. And so we've gotten 4 leather. I'm not going to take the gut right now because we've got a sewing kit, and I don't see any reason to do so. We'll take the fur firewood, obviously, because we need that to make it through the night, and that could be the difference between us restoring a little bit of our condition and not restoring a little bit of our condition. So let's go back on over here. That's wood that I don't have to expend later, basically. I don't want to be traveling around with too many goods. But it seems like this is actually a corner of the map. Like, it seems like this is a far corner that you hit. Now, we do need to get our cold back up, so let's go ahead and see if we can get our thermic status taken care of. Alright, I know you're freezing. You just gotta hang with me here. And so now that we're back in here, he's got himself a little stove. We'll go ahead and get it going, I think. We have wood matches. There's no chance of success without tinder, unfortunately. With accelerant, actually, even with accelerant, it's not gonna allow you to just soak the wood in accelerant, so that's fine too. Let's put the gun away so that we don't accidentally waste any bullets. Because every bullet is precious in this game, believe me. Bullets are a very, very huge deal. Like, you need them. You need them and you have to have them. So let's go ahead and we'll get a fire started right here. I'm going to sacrifice an accelerant for right now to help us train up our fire starting skill. It's going to give us a 95% chance of starting the fire up. The fur firewood should last us enough time to get warm, I think. An hour and a half. So that's going to be enough for us to cook our food. And so we're going to cook that first piece of venison. We'll cook the second one. I'm going to eat those right now so that we have the calories on hand available for expenditure. And it looks like it only takes us... Let's do a count here. It looks like it takes us about 19 minutes or so to cook those. I think we were at 48 and we ended at 7. So yeah, it takes us about 19 minutes. I do think it would be a good idea to melt down some snow. So let's get 2 days worth of water ready to go because we are going to need that as well. And while we have the fire ready... Oh, we only have another minute or so. Okay, so let's add that to the fire because we're going to need to boil this off. And so let's boil that so that it's ready to go. And so once we've got ourselves some potable water, we're going to be in really, really good shape. And so we've got the supplies we need to survive in the near future. I think we're coming towards the end of this episode, but we are in really, really good shape right now. So let's go ahead and eat that venison. It's 1,000 calories. It's going to keep us topped off. I don't know what the maximum is you can store, but it's somewhere around 3,000. And so I think that's probably something we want to go with right now. We are going to be harvesting off every deer that we can find along the way just to keep ourselves maxed out on calories. Feels like 23 degrees Celsius. That's really good. 23 degrees Celsius puts us well up into habitable space. We're a little bit fatigued and we're a little bit thirsty. And so what I want to do right now, let's go ahead and drink whatever amount of water that we need in order to get by. And then we're just going to rest for a little bit. I think we're going to spend... It's 2 o'clock. Ooh, I'm kind of stuck right now having to decide whether I want to run out. It does sound like there's a storm outside brewing too. Let's step out for a moment and see if it's true. It does sound like there's a storm brewing. Okay, so yeah, there's a definite storm brewing. The wind chill is at -14, so yeah, this is not going to be the time to travel. I was wondering if I was going to be able to strike out for a little bit and possibly find our way off to the other locations. I'm going to scavenge a bit and then we're going to come back here, I think. I don't think that we found the clothing necessary in order to survive. We did find a lot of the utensils and utilities that we're going to need in order to survive. But for right now, I think we're going to have to put that on the shelf. Since we have a little bit of time available, I don't think it would be too terrible of an idea to maybe search for firewood for a little bit. So maybe... Yeah, let's go for 3 hours of firewood foraging. That's probably going to let us get pretty cold. But simultaneously, I don't think it's going to kill us. So we got 3 tinder plugs. Is that it? Unfortunately, that is it. All we got was tinder. So I think that maybe by going out into the forest, we could have done a little bit better right there. I do think that it's locational as to whether you find good things or not, and unfortunately, I just wasn't in the right spot. So it feels like 3 degrees right now. We're up above freezing, which is fine. I think we'll chill right here for a little bit. I'm probably going to rest for like an hour and just kind of see what happens. I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, everybody, and hi-do.